Today, I am quickly making and dropping this video to give you some important updates on Bitcoin and what it looks like from the cosmos in the coming days. We also have a little bit of Ethereum because it's not looking so pretty for the altcoins either. Hi, I'm Corinne Florence, and in these Star Bite segments, I give you guys an update on what the crypto market looks like in accordance to the stars. On my last video, which you'll find somewhere on this screen, we spoke about how the new moon in Leo did not look pretty at all for Bitcoin. And let's zoom in a little more. We also spoke about how around the 9th of August, there would be this Neptune sextile Bitcoin's natal Jupiter, which would start to create what will feel like a pump. However, because of the Neptune energy, this is actually an illusion and could be a fake out. Quick reminder, and especially for those that are new here, I prefer to look at financial astrology on the 2-day or the 3-day time frame. It really is a more macro zoom out view of everything. Financial astrology is by no means 100% correct. Neither is technical analysis, so it's best when we put the two together. What I give you here is the financial astrology outlook. I'll keep it on the daily time frame as it helps us to look at the day by day. Now, what's really interesting during this time is that we are from the 2nd of May having Pluto go through retrograde in Aquarius, which has proven to be, and if we zoom out and look, it has proven to be not the best time for Bitcoin. We continue to be in Pluto in Aquarius now all the way through until September 1st. On September 1st, Pluto remains in retrograde. However, it will be shifting into Capricorn. It is from around this September 1st that then Pluto will be exactly at 29 degrees of Capricorn, which is conjunct with Bitcoin's natal Jupiter. More on that in future videos. What's important for us to know now is that Pluto is in retrograde, it is in Aquarius, and it is getting closer and closer to Bitcoin's natal Jupiter, its planet of abundance, of expansion, of wealth. But as Pluto is in retrograde, it's not super favorable. What's more important to us right now, and that I'm really wanting to give you guys a heads up, is as we have been having this bullish movement since the drop of that 4th of August new moon, what is coming up now and starting from about tomorrow, which is the 12th of August, following through, and we're really going to be feeling this until the 19th of August, is the astrology or various aspects that a lot of astrologers don't like. Let's zoom in and look in particular at the 14th of August for Bitcoin. On the 14th of August and around these times, there's some important things happening. We can start off by looking at the overall cosmos, not even in specific to Bitcoin. We have Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion, of abundance, being hit or being at exactly 100% conjunct the planet Mars. Mars is a planet of war, of aggression, of a lot of volatility as well in the markets. With this hitting Jupiter or being exactly conjunct at 100 degrees, we can start to feel a lot more tension occurring this week. There could be another Black Swan event, something related to war. It could be an extension of some of the current wars that are occurring in the world. I'll also add, be careful with your partners and your significant others and your personal lives. This is a time where it's probably best that if you're in an argument, you just take a step back and you revisit that in September, because there is a lot of war and tension and aggression in the cosmos right now. And also be careful with the wars that are going on in your mind. This is really important for traders and investors too, especially during this time. Now, specifically for Bitcoin, what we're seeing is that this conjunction with Jupiter and Mars is squaring the natal Uranus of Bitcoin. What Uranus does in financial astrology is it creates breakouts, whether to the upside or to the downside. It literally is the planet of earthquakes. So imagine that feeling, the earthquakes occurring in the market. What's also occurring here is that we'll be getting closer and closer to both Mars and Jupiter getting closer and closer to the 21 degrees natal Saturn of Bitcoin, and that will be a square as well. So when natal Uranus and Saturn are being hit in not positive ways, these are very challenging, tense aspects occurring. Saturn in financial astrology, I use as the planet of support resistance. So it could be that with Uranus breakout, whether to the upside or to the downside, and Saturn being that support and the aspects not being favorable, that we could potentially see more downside movement. So now as we're approaching that full moon in Aquarius on August 19th, after we have had this push to the upside with that Neptune sextile Bitcoin's natal Jupiter energy, what we could begin to see is the push to the downside. Not sure how far it's going to go. Maybe for Bitcoin, we may not even see it break that recent low that it created. And if you're new here, please just look at the direction. Don't look at the price points that we're looking at this when it comes to the financial astrology analysis. But what we could see is as we approach more and more this full moon in Aquarius, which also doesn't look super favorable, we could see more downside movement. Now, personally, I'm not so much concerned about Bitcoin. What I am more concerned about is the altcoins. As Bitcoin continues to get shaken up and down and up and down, the altcoins are suffering. So I would pay close attention to the altcoins and what's occurring with them. Now, I want to show you a little bit of what it looks like for Ethereum on the full moon. I will drop the video next week that looks from the full moon of Aquarius onwards for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for Solana, for Casper. Apologies that I didn't drop this video for altcoins earlier. Alex and I both weren't feeling the best this week, or rather our bodies just really told us it was time to put a hard stop. So we had to honor our bodies this past week. But let me quickly cover this for you guys to give you an example of what it's looking like for altcoins. This is Ethereum. Ethereum doesn't look so pretty during this time. We can actually see that the full moon will be squaring Ethereum Saturn, not a positive aspect, testing its support in this case, various support levels that have already been recently created. We can see that the moon is in complete opposition to Ethereum's natal Jupiter, to its expansion, to its abundance. And the sun is creating a focus, a spotlight really being shown on Ethereum's wealth. I'm also seeing here that Uranus is going to be also in the mix, squaring that natal Jupiter in opposition to that natal Saturn of Ethereum. So the earthquake's coming in, the shakeup is coming in, and it doesn't look super positive for Ethereum. I'll also point out Mars is sextiling there, the natal Uranus, which is a sign to prepare, buckle your seatbelts, because we are in for a ride. Overall, and in particular for Bitcoin or for the whole cryptocurrency market in this time or during this time, I think there's one main message that I want to pass on to you guys. If you already follow me on X, you probably saw me repost this the other day. I'm finally back on X and actually posting more, by the way. So this is what I posted. I reshared a post that was really just talking about the paper hands during this time. And I continue to say this. This is a time that astrologically we are being shown that people are getting shaken out of the markets. This is a push and pull war. This is a power war around who is going to get their hands on majority of the Bitcoin. This new moon in particular, where we saw everything drop, was happening in Bitcoin's first house, which represents the shareholders. This is the hodlers. This is the people that believe in Bitcoin and that want to hold Bitcoin for the long term. So this is the time that they do want to shake you out. They do want to get a hold of your Bitcoin. And as we approach the full moon is occurring in Bitcoin's 8th house. The 8th house is all about waste, death, rebirth, about transformation. So if there's one takeaway that you take from this, it's they're coming for your Bitcoin. And there may be more downside to come. Watch those altcoins and mark your calendars for next week. Click subscribe so you get the notification where I'll give you guys the overall full moon and beyond update for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Casper, and anything else that you guys would like me to check out. Flow Wealthy.